Hello, everyone! A new war has erupted between Israel and Palestine. The airstrike sirens began blasting at 6:30 a.m. on October 7th, while most Israelis were sleeping quietly in their homes. Thousands of rockets were launched against Israeli cities in a short period of time. The Israeli Defense Forces estimate approximately 2,200 rockets were fired. However, Hamas claimed that 5,000 rockets were fired. Israel has an Iron Dome system. It has one of the world's best air defense systems. When rockets are shot at Israel, the government deploys cutting-edge military technology to intercept and destroy the missiles in mid-flight, keeping the country safe. However, in this case, 5,000 rockets were launched in less than 20 minutes. This Iron Dome system was ineffective. Thousands of Israelis were killed or injured as a result of these attacks. This unexpected onslaught is the largest in the war between Israel and Palestine in decades to come. It also brings to mind the Yom Kippur War. Exactly a half-decade ago, in October 1973, Egypt and Syria launched a similar surprise attack on Israel, resulting in the Yom Kippur War. And this attack is no less than a full-fledged war. In addition to the lettuce strikes, Hamas launched a multi-pronged target from the ground, sea, and air. A bulldozer has torn down the southern wall on the Israel-Gaza border. Much happened in a single day. A military installation on Israel's border with Gaza was also targeted. An Israeli tank was taken. The Hamas faction kidnapped and kept hostage many Israeli troops. Hamas army militants invaded Israeli villages and cities along the border. Many innocent civilians have been slaughtered here, and many more are being held as hostages, prompting Israel to declare war. Thousands of Palestinians were killed or injured as a result of Israeli bombings in Gaza. Let's look at the map to get a sense of the scenario. Israel and Palestine are both in the Middle East. Lebanon lies to the north. Syria is located in the northeast. Jordan is located to the east. Egypt is located to the southwest. And to the west is the shoreline of the Mediterranean Sea. When you zoom in on both countries, the area in the center is Israel. Palestine is separated into two parts. The West Bank region is located west of Jordan, and the Gaza Strip is located southwest of Israel and borders Egypt. And claimed that Hamas is acting in this manner because Israel has committed atrocities against Palestinians, and that this is a direct retaliation to what occurred at Al-Aqsa Mosque. The Indian Embassy in Israel has issued advice for Indian nationals in Israel, which you can see on the screen. In an emergency, they can dial this number or send an email to this address. As a reaction, Israel launched Operation Iron Swords. The Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, have deployed its Navy, Air Force, and ground forces. They also conducted drone strikes in Gaza. Israel's energy minister signed an order cutting off Gaza's power supplies. Electricity was largely provided to Gaza via Israel. In a broadcast speech, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated, "Citizens of Israel, we are at war." He stated that the adversary will be forced to pay an unparalleled price. According to the defense minister, Hamas made a terrible mistake and Israel would win this conflict. The failure of Mossad, Israel's world-renowned intelligence organization, to intercept this attack has become a major talking point in this battle. Mossad is believed to be one of the most powerful intelligence services. They have informants in Palestinian military factions as well. They can be found in Lebanon, Syria, and other places of the world. Mossad agents have already been witnessed carrying out precisely timed killings of important military commanders. Sometimes GPS trackers are installed on vehicles, sometimes drone strikes are used, and occasionally cell phones are used. If you want to learn more about Mossad, the question is, how could they not know that thousands of projectiles were being hoarded in Gaza, despite being such a strong agency? The wall around the Gaza-Israel border is equipped with cameras and ground motion sensors, and army patrols are conducted on a daily basis. Why did these intelligent barriers fail? The Israeli administration is under widespread criticism at home. According to the former commander of the Israeli Navy, Channel 12, this is a massive failure on the side of the government. The entire country is wondering where the IDF, police, and security are. According to him, a serious inquiry into this intelligence failure has already commenced. Consider the following article from the Times of Israel. According to it, Egypt's intelligence authorities had frequently warned Israel that something serious was about to occur. Those warnings were apparently ignored. In terms of international reactions, American President Joe Biden condemned the strike and stated that he had rock-solid and unwavering support for Israel. The European Union's foreign policy leader has also stated that he strongly condemns the strike and that Israel has the right to defend itself under international law. They demanded that Israeli hostages be released immediately. Iran's foreign ministry, which has been a major supporter of Hamas, stated that the attack was an act of self-defense by the Palestinians. Egypt's foreign ministry stated that it is in talks with Saudi Arabia and Jordan in an attempt to defuse Israeli-Palestinian tensions. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas told the official news agency WAFA that Palestinians have the right to defend themselves against settlers, terrorists, and foreign armies. In it, I discussed how Jews were persecuted in Europe for generations before migrating to Palestine to save their lives, and how Palestinians are now refugees in their own nation. So, undoubtedly, Palestine's cause merits support, but not through aiding terrorists. This has historically been the position of our Indian government. Under numerous prime ministers, India has consistently backed the Palestinian cause of self-determination, whether it was Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Manmohan Singh, or Prime Minister Modi. But what is going on in the Middle East is clear, and that territory which is controlled by Israel has to be vacated. Prime Minister Modi was the first Indian Prime Minister to travel to Palestine. Now, Prime Minister Modi has issued a statement in which he expresses outrage at the terrorist attacks and expresses support for Israel and its innocent victims and their families. This is not surprising given Ham's terroristic conduct in this country. Many terrible films have surfaced showing Ham_terrorists treating women and people in ways that cannot be explained in this video. It is a disgrace that some regard them as freedom warriors. True, there has been injustice against ordinary Palestinians, but killing ordinary Israelis by terrorists can never be justified. Israel is a strong country with a functioning democratic government. This is why Israel must exercise its authority wisely. Such statements offend some of the most powerful people. On the one side, there are those who advocate for the annihilation of Palestine. They rejoice in the onslaught against Palestine, claiming that none of them will live, without considering ordinary Palestinians and what they go through. On the other hand, there are some who rejoice in Ham's terrorism. They are ecstatic that Israel is being assaulted. They wish to destroy Israel, and that Israel as a country should not exist. When you see remarks like this on social media, remember that you are a human being, not a vampire hungry for blood. When you're sitting far away, it's really easy to start a war. But consider, if you were in the midst of this war, what ordinary Israeli and Palestinian families are going through. To bring life to a halt, and to live in constant terror that a rocket would strike your building at any moment. Israel is also attempting to demonstrate that it is conducting its counter-offensive properly. An airstrike on a 14-story building in Palestine occurred recently. However, prior to the airstrike, Israel offered a 10-minute notice to residents of the building to leave before the bomb landed. Such warnings have been sent in the past, such as the one issued to Fatima Bashir's family prior to the Israeli airstrike in May of this year. Before an Israeli airstrike in August 2022, Gazans were given a 15-minute warning. Despite Israel's assertions, the truth is that numerous Palestinian civilians have been killed in Israeli airstrikes. We hope that these two countries can find permanent peace. However, based on the current scenario, it appears like this battle will last for a long period. I would advise you to learn about the historical context of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. What is the real reason for it? Thank you very much.